Hello, hello, hello everyone. This is Kathy, and I'm glad you're here. I'm here with number 78 of the 100-Day Challenge, and today I'll be making this cute little journal folder, pardon me, that I like to keep in my purse. Here's what it is. It has a pocket. I'm going to do a belly band for a little pad to-do list. It has a couple of pockets, and then it has a little fold out here that can hold receipts or notes or whatever you want it to hold. It's made by one 12 by 12 piece of paper. So let's get started. Okay. I've cut out the pieces that I need, so I want to share the cut sizes with you. First of all, one 12 by 12 piece of paper, and you're going to make one cut at 7 inches by 9 inches. And that would be a piece like this, so it's 7 inches tall by 9 inches wide. You're going to score that at 3 and 6 inches so it turns into a little folder like that. Okay? Then you need a piece that's 7 inches by 2.5 inches. Let me find that. Seven inches by, whoops, here we go. By 2.5 inches. Then two pieces that are 3 inches by 2.5. Those are going to serve as your pockets. You need two pieces that are 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. And you're going to score those down the middle at 1/4 inch so that you end up making something like this, and I'll show you that in a second. You're going to need one piece that's 1 inch by 3 inches, and you're going to need one piece that's 1.5 inches by 7, and you're going to score that at 1/2 inch. You're going to need a circle punch, corner rounder if you choose, a brad, some string, some inks, and some journal paper. Okay, let's get started. First of all, with the piece that you've cut from your 12 by 12 piece of paper, that's 7 inches by 9 inches, 7 inches tall by 9 inches wide. I'm using double-sided paper, which will work best. Now I'm also going to round the corners. And if you have a crocodile, I'm going to do it on the 1/2 inch side. And this isn't absolutely necessary. Okay? So, as I said, score it at 3 inches. So 3 inches and at 6 inches. If you have a scoreboard like mine, a little one, you just have to turn it over. So now I have something that looks like this. And I'm going to set, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ink the edges. And I'm using Scorched Timber, my new favorite color. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the envelope pocket that's in the, well, actually, the next thing I'm going to do is put on the closure. So I'm going to take a 1-inch circle punch and some of the excess paper, I'm going to cut 2 circles out. 1, 2. And I'm going to ink those as well. Actually, just need to ink one of them, the top one. Take some glue, glue those together. And I'm using 2 just to make it a little sturdier. Then I know it's going to go right here. So I'm going to take a little pokey tool and poke a hole for the brad. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and stick the brad in. Oh, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another circle. I'm going to take 3 circles instead of just 2. And I can go ahead and glue that to cover the brad on the inside, so nothing gets stuck on it. Okay, just like that. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and take my string. And my string is about, let's see, I would say it's about 24 inches, 18 to 24 inches. I'm just going to tie 1 knot. I don't think it'll need 2. Just like that. And this will serve as my closure. So you see you don't really need that much. I'm going to trim it a little bit. I'm also going to trim this side. Come on. And I'm going to take a bead and I'm going to put it on here. Let me see how long that it needs to be. Okay, so about right here. I'm simply going to take the end and making rather a loose knot. And I'm going to make 3 knots because I don't want the bead to come off. Just like that. And I'm actually going to take a little glue on the string and adhere that to the end of the bead. It just helps out a little bit. Okay, so I can undo that, let that dry carefully, and open this up. Now I'm going to work on this envelope piece. So I'm going to take my piece. Where is my piece? I don't think this was it. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm going to take my piece that is 7 by 2.5. I'm going to round the corners. And just like that, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take these two small pieces. These were 1.5 by 7. Oh, they aren't. They're 1/2 by 2.5. And I scored them in half at 1/4 inch. And I'm going to take them with the point showing out. So the point's on the outside. I'm going to glue it. Line it up right to the edge here. And it looks like I'll have to trim it a little bit. Okay, I want it like that. Same thing on the other side. The pointed edge is pointing out. Line it up with the bottom. And glue that on there and trim it if you need to. Just like that. And then we're going to turn it over. We're not putting it there yet. I'm taking the piece that's 1.5 by 7 and I scored it at 1/2 inch. I'm going to round the larger corners. I'm going to ink it up a bit. And I'm going to ink this up a bit too. Do a better job here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put ink on these little flaps down here and on that flap. And I'm going to put ink on this flap, just like this. And I'm going to do the flap first. Whoop, I want to ink this. All you're doing is making a flap for the envelope. Now, if you want to use a couple pieces of paper, 12 by 12, and you know, make a full pocket that folds in half with a flap, you can do that too. Okay, now I'm going to put the glue on this part. Right on the gussets. And excuse me. My goodness. Make sure you're not going over the fold line. Making sure that the flap is lining up like this. So what you have is you have something that's not glued properly. Where is this side? And it has a little gusset. Okay, let's let that dry before playing with it. And let's move on to the center. That's where we're going to put 2 pockets. So I'm going to put a little circle notch in each of these. And I'm going to add some ink. And these are the 3 by 2.5 inch pockets. And I'm also going to round these corners. I should have inked it after I rounded the corners, but that would have made too much sense, right? Okay. Making sure I'm not going over any of the folds. Putting down the glue down the sides and along the bottom. And you don't want to put this right up at the top because then you won't have room to put anything in the pockets without it showing over. Okay, so we have 2 pockets here now. One here and one here. Now on this side, what I've done is I used some regular journal paper, and using Word, I made some to-do lists, and I'm going to put those right up here. And all I'm going to do, let me try to make, in this piece, this is 1 by 3. I'm going to score it. I think I'm going to try to score it at 1/4 inch and see what happens. See if that's going to work. And fold it over. And I'm actually going to take this and staple it to my to-do list. Right up at the top. Just like that. Again, I'm going to round the corners. Ink it up. And I need to trim this, that's the problem. And this. So this time I'm just going to glue this back piece. Right there. Okay, so there you have it. You have 2 pockets. You have a to-do list. You have a pocket here. Now, you might want to put a piece of Velcro here. I'm not going to, but that's what you could do. You can also put another pocket here. Yeah, I'm gonna glue this one down. And you can still lift it up and write in it. Okay. Well, that was quick and easy, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you make one. They're fun, and they're great to just plop in your purse or in your pocket. Thank you for watching number 78 of the 100-Day Challenge. You have a good one. Bye.